Again, early and alone in the kickboxing studio, Sean began to recite the phrase which was quickly becoming the musician's mantra. "I deserve to be famous, damn it," he said to the room. "I deserve to be famous, damn it. I deserve to be famous, damn it. I deserve to be famous, damn it." Hi, I'm Neil A. Yeager, and today I'm reading from my novel, Non-Hollywood. I've actually written multiple novels. If you check this video's description text, I will tell you all about them. This is Chapter 22, Networking, Part 2. The Malibu folk had yet to start trickling in, leaving him once again as the only voice, the only sound, in a room full of punching bags. Headphones on, he listened to his most recent recordings of his most recent songs. Listening to his own music gave him energy. And that energy built and built. Sean whirled around, attempting a spinning back kick. He missed the bag entirely. The bag, 6 feet tall, 20 inches wide, and he had missed it. And the momentum of his miss sent him whirling across the floor. "Lucky nobody saw that," he said to the empty room as he sat up and clumsily removed his headphones using his boxing glove-wrapped hands. "Nobody saw that, right?" And there was no reply. Sean stood up and walked out of the studio and into the little gift shop which housed the water fountain. As he bent to drink, he noticed a light on in one of the other rooms. These other rooms were small private studios adjacent to the main studio. A light on could only mean that someone was doing some sort of private training. Was this an opportunity for networking? Sean adopted as casual a stride as he could manage and strolled up to the door, casting what was meant to be a casual glance in the window. He stopped dead in his tracks and muttered, Holy! Inside the room was one of the trainers, one of the rock-hard guys who looked like maybe he could punch a hole through your torso, but that wasn't what had caused Sean to react like this. Next to the trainer, on the floor mat and going through a pre-workout stretch, was one of the hottest young stars in Hollywood. Jackpot! Finally, this damn class was gonna pay off. Finally, he would meet that one person who could get his career going. Finally, Sean could... Oh wait. It suddenly occurred to him that his plan was missing a step. So, Step 1, join expensive gym where hot young stars are reputed to work out. Step 2, befriend said hot young stars. Step 3, be rich and famous. But Sean now, for the first time, realized that his plan was maybe missing a few steps. For instance, how to get from step 1 to step 2. It was now obvious that there needed to be at least a step 1A, maybe up to 1E or 1F. Yet here was an opportunity. The opportunity that he had joined this stupid gym for in the first place. Grab the bull by the teeth, he whispered to himself. He confidently strode forward, grabbed the door handle, and swung the door open, right into his own face. The two men in the room looked up as Sean stood in the doorway, cursing and holding his nose. Sean looked up, recovered himself, and then walked, a little less confidently, into the room. Sean said, Well, hey there, guys. I got here a little early and was looking to maybe spar with... Say, I know you. Immediately, the trainer was on his feet, puffing out his sizable chest to within 1.25 inches from Sean's. The trainer said, This is a private session. Well, yeah, fumbled Sean. I mean, of course. But why would you do the public thing? Someone like this guy? You want privacy. You want fewer people and, privacy. The trainer repeated, private session, and pointed toward the doorway. Right, private. I was just looking for a little sparring before class, and I saw this dude. Didn't realize who he was at first. I just saw that he was about my size, and, well, you're kind of out of my weight class. And hey, that's a cool tattoo you've got on your neck. Is that a dragon? The trainer put his hand on Sean's chest and started to push him out of the room. Sean rambled on. Dragons are really cool. Great creatures, magical, and all that. Oh, wait, said the hot young star. Wait a second there, Ron. The trainer stopped pushing Sean, who continued, I saw this thing on TV that said that there really were these big-ass lizards in China a long time ago, and that's where the whole dragon thing came from. And your name's Ron? My name's Sean. Dude, we rhyme! The trainer glanced back at the hot young star, who said, you know, I actually could use somebody to spar with. Whoa, hold on, said the trainer. We take sparring pretty seriously here. Oh, me too, said Sean. I always, yeah. The trainer continued, that's why we make everybody sign those releases when they join. We take it seriously. You spar at your own risk. Sean pointed his finger at the trainer and said, hey, spar with me? It's at your own risk. The hot young star nodded along. Oh, fantastic. I need a good sparring partner. I really do. I am tired of just kicking bags and stuntmen, and I've signed the release. How much do you charge, Sean? Charge? Sean coolly looked back at the hot young star, as if the notion of charging for sparring was something he'd seen many times over. Sean looked at the hot young star and said, for you, $100. Fantastic. Let me get my gloves. The hot young star went over to the corner of the room and opened a large designer gym bag. He began pulling out fighting equipment and his wallet, out of which he pulled a $100 bill, which he placed atop the bag. The trainer said to Sean, you need to get your headgear and mouthpiece. Said Sean, those things are for wimps. I'm a natural fighter, all natural, baby. Nobody spars here without headgear and mouthpiece. That's in the release you signed too. Damn, I guess I should have read that thing. It was just all that lawyer speak just for people to be punching each other. Ron, said the hot young star, I know you guys sell all that gear. Can you just grab whatever he needs and I'll pay for it? Sean said, oh, you don't have to do that. I'm cool with that. I'll be right back, said the trainer. You two should stretch. Stretched and ready, my man, said Sean as the trainer exited the room. I've been here a while. I stretched in the other room, and since there wasn't anyone else there, I really stretched out while stretching out. Stretch-o-rama! Sean looked back at his soon-to-be sparring partner, who was air punching a right jab, right hook, left hook combination. Sean said, so before we start this, I just want to say, dude, big fan. Your work is great. I think you're going to have a great career. Not that it's not great already. I mean, it is. That vampire thing you did was top notch. You really, what is it they say? Captured the essence there. Or at least what I think a vampire's essence would be. I mean, I've never actually met a vampire. Wait, have you? Met a vampire? Actually, I have met a few crazy people who claim that they are vampires, but I assume they're lying or crazy. Whoa, but what if they're not? Then you've actually met a vampire. Met someone who's like dead and sucks blood and all that. That's something else. Well, like I said, I don't actually believe them. But if they are telling the truth, gives me the shivers. The trainer re-entered the room and handed Sean the headgear and mouthpiece. Sean put the equipment on and the sparring began. The two young men started circling one another. The trainer shadowed behind the hot young star, giving him pointers. Toes, he said. Remember, gotta stay on your toes. You're flat-footed again. Yeah, said Sean. Listen to Ron. Keep on your toes or you'll get kicked. I mean, was Neo ever flat-footed? Listen to Morpheus over there. As the two continued circling, the trainer said, defense. Remember, defense is your number one. And then the hot young star swung his right leg out in a remarkably pathetic attempt at a roundhouse kick. Pathetic as it was still enough to make contact with the side of Sean's thigh. Sean stumbled sideways, awkwardly, nearly falling over. Good kick, vampire boy, said Sean as he recovered. I gave you that one, but you won't get another one in on the kid. The trainer said, you've got to keep tight. A kick like that one opens you up and leaves you off balance. Sean chimed in, oh no, it wasn't that bad. Room for improvement, definitely, but not bad. And the hot young star then came at Sean with two jabs, which resembled the jabs of a girl fight on a playground. All that was missing was the pulling hair. But it was enough. The second jab caught Sean on the chin and he stumbled backward. "Whoa, nice shot," said Sean. "Yeah, nice shot," said the trainer with more than a hint of sarcasm in his voice. Sean looked up to see a flurry of flailing punches coming at him. He tried to back away, but the punches wouldn't stop. Several of the punches made contact with Sean's face, and he fell back against the padded floor. The trainer yelled, Okay, let's stop right here." "What?" said the hot young star. "We're stopping," said the trainer. "Why?" asked Sean. "Because you don't know what you're doing, and you're going to get hurt." Sean objected. "I signed the release. I signed the friggin' release." "Yeah, he signed the release." The trainer looked at the two fighters and sighed. "All right, but if you, Mr. Release, don't start protecting your face, I will call this off. You got that?" He yelled at Sean. "Got it." "So sensitive you are," Sean said. He turned in time to see a glove coming at his face, and the trainer jumping into Sean's blurred vision, waving his arms and shouting, "We're done. We are done."